The book I picked to read for my book trailer was 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. This book was 280 pages and it was a young adult fiction book. So, the attention getter that I picked for my assignment was I hope you're ready because I'm about to tell you the story of my life. More importantly, why my life ended. And if you're listening to these tapes, you're one of the reasons why. I chose this quote because it's really suspenseful and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It makes your mind wander and leaves you wanting more. The quote made me not want to put the book down. So when I was reading the book and knowing that Hannah, which was one of the narrators of the book, there was two, Hannah and Clay, said these things, it made me think, why is she writing these tapes? What are these tapes about? Who the people are that made her want to commit suicide, which is what the book was about, and what she had to say about them, and if they were really the reasons why, or how that all worked. So that really made me think, and it made me never want to put the book down, as I said. So the plot is basically a lot of what I just said was a high school student who was named Hannah Baker who committed suicide because of being bullied, sexually harassed, and all different things. Before her death, she made 7 cassette tapes front and back of 13 different stories of 13 different people who made her do what she did to herself. Each person had to listen to the tapes, and according to Hannah's list, she had a map and a list of the names, and she had the person go to the place on the map of where the incident happened so they could feel like they were there, so they can feel what she felt. And then after that person was done with all 13 of the tapes, they pass it to the next person on the list, and they weren't allowed to say what was said to anyone else. So the characters, which was Clay Jensen, the narrator of the story, one of the main characters, and he was a shy boy who really liked Hannah. Hannah Baker, the girl that made the tapes, she committed suicide, and she also narrates the story with her tapes. So there's 2 narrators, as I said earlier. Justin Foley, who was Hannah's first kiss, originally started rumors about Hannah, which a bunch more of that is said on the tape. Alex Standall, formerly one of Hannah's best friends, and then he betrayed her. Jessica Davis, Hannah's best friend, who also betrayed her. Jessica was a new girl in town just like Hannah, and they just clicked off really fast. Courtney Crimson, who was a fake friend and was overly friendly, but ended up not being who she was trying to act like. Marcus Cooley, another person on Hannah's list who seemed to be nicer, but later proved otherwise. Zach Dempsey, a popular football player at the school who bullied Hannah. Ryan Shaver published a personal poem of Hannah's in the school paper when he found it in a journal, which had a bunch of personal things on it. Brian Walker was another football player who sexually harassed Hannah. Mr. Porter was the guidance counselor who was no help to Hannah. And Tony was Hannah's messenger for the tapes. So he received all the tapes and started handing them out to everyone in a shoebox, but no one knew it was coming from him. The themes in this were death, suicide, betrayal, respect, reputation, violence, sexual assault, and love. And the setting was various places in a small town. So some of the main places were the Crescent Movie Theater, which is where Clay and Hannah worked together, parties, which are where some of the events happened, and high school, which is also where the events happened. The lessons I learned after reading this book is always respect others because you do not know what someone else is going through. Never start rumors about anyone else. Stand up for people when they are being bullied. Also be a shoulder to cry on, and every action has consequences. So conclusion, basically I love this book, and it was a really suspenseful drama and realistic to students around my age. Opened my eyes to always treat others how I want to be treated because you never know what someone else is going through or what's in someone else's head. I think others should really read this book, especially for young adults around the ages of 19 to 21, because that's how old the characters were in the book. It helps them cope with things. If they're going through depression, it helps know they have someone to talk to, and if they see signs, it can help notice these signs so they can get help for their friends. So this book overall was a great book, and I would read it again.